so tired of being taken advantage of. Haters love when I give, when I'm staying underpaid. But when I'm winning, I'm forgotten. They say I love you, but they're plotting. Don't scream out that I love you. Show me who you are first. 'Cause I really hate to trust in you when you end up being so hurtful. They say it's family over everything, right? Well, to me that really means nothing if they're not loving, no. And it's family over everything, right? Well, to me that really means nothing if they're not loving. They are the very ones who know how to break us down, who can put us down in the worst way. When you scream out that you love me, show me who you are first. 'Cause I really hate to put up with you when you end up being so hurtful. They say it's family over everything, right? Well, to me that really means nothing if they're not loving, no, no. And it's family over everything, right? Well, to me that really means nothing if they're not loving.
We slangin' massive cold. We slangin' massive cold. We slangin' massive cold. We slangin' massive cold. Learned the code while the city slept tight. Now I'm slinging lines that spark like late night. From Python webs to TypeScript skies. React in my veins and APIs that rise. Keyboard clacking, I'm stacking gold. Syntax flows like stories untold. Drinking caffeine, I'm breathing in cold from morning dawn till the night unfolds.
My code goes long, my code goes deep. Caught in the stream where the data don't sleep. Need my digits, better call my line. Slinging massive code like a story time.
In the hustle jungle where the bites meet still. Digital canvas where I paint and fill. JavaScript whispers in the code I weave. Tech dreams blossom in the lines I conceive. Lines so sick they can't be caught. Variables twist in every plot. Python powers every thought. JavaScript legit, hitting the right spot. My code goes long,
My code goes deep. Caught in the stream where the data don't sleep.
need my digits.
Better call my line. Slinging massive code like a story time.
Stacks on stacks, build my empire tall. Debugging dreams where the errors fall. Lines of brilliance break the darkest night. Script so dope, you can see me in the light. TypeScript magic on my fingertips. Reacts to canvas where logic flips. API dances syncing clips. My code's a song where data drips.
My code goes long, my code goes deep. Caught in the stream where the data don't sleep. Need my digits, better call my line. Slinging massive code like a story time.
We slanging massive code. We slanging massive code. We slanging massive code. We slanging massive code.
Story time.
We going back to the hood? Nah, never that. We going back to the hood? Nah, never that.
You can have that. You can have that. They say, give back to the hood where I came from. All I got was scars and battles I can't outrun. Bad habits and heartache weighing like a ton. Post-traumatic stress holding tight like a gun. They say, give back, but what did I receive? Battle scars etched deep, I can hardly breathe. Dusty streets and shattered dreams and dark heartache. Heavy PTSD rolling like a spark.
No going back, no ties to rewind. Left the hood's grasp far behind. Blood and tears ain't love I find. Freedom in the peace of my own mind.
What did the hood give me? Nothing but pain. Echoes of voices screaming in my brain. Caring for my people while I stay in the rain. Hope sinking down like a chain in a hurricane. Bad habits whisper softly in my ear. Memories of nights where I fought off fear. Hood ain't no haven, it's a haunting refrain. Echoes in my soul, driving me insane.
Grew up on cracked sidewalks and broken dreams. Echoes of sirens haunting my hopeful schemes. Dark shadows lingered under bright moonbeams. Streets that stole faith like it never seems.
We going back to the hood. Nah, never that. We going back to the hood. Nah, never that. You can have that.
A cycle of pain,
Wrapped in
stories untold. Eyes reflecting a future so cold. I'm moving forward on a path paved with gold. Survive a saga silently bold. Now I climb higher, leaving darkness behind. No more looking back, no more being blind. Caring for my people, but from afar, building dreams, even with these battle scars.
bruises on my mind, winding like a maze. Left behind the hurt in those fiery days. Survived the storm while the world turned cold. Wasn't given gold, was left with stories untold.
No going back, no ties to rewind. Left the hood's grasp far behind. Blood and tears ain't love I find. Freedom in the peace of my own mind.
We going back to the hood? Nah, never that. We going back to the hood? Nah, never that.
You can have that.
I'm not going back to those broken streets where shadows dance and despair repeats. Made it out from that concrete cage. I'm turning the page, I'm turning the page.
Tech coach Ralph, tough as nails, no disguise. Pushing limits, yeah, he's that kind of guy. At first it's harsh, the rules feel like chains. But trust the process, there's sunshine in the rains. He cracks the whip, but it's all in love. Results shining bright like stars above. Tech coach Ralph, you light the way. Through sweat and tears, you help us play. With every lesson, we find our might. From morning grind to the stars at night. Days turn to weeks, skills sharp and fast. What once was a struggle now feels like a blast. Step by step, we rise and we glow. With Ralph in our corner, we're ready to show. Singing his praises, can't keep it inside. From hard ass to hero, he's our pride. Tech coach Ralph, you light the way. Through sweat and tears, you help us play. With every lesson, we find our might. From morning grind to the stars at night. So here's to Ralph, the coach we need in this game of growth. He plants the seed.
Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. How is everyone doing? This is the very, very last Sunday of 2024. We are in it to win it. I've had a remarkable year with you guys, and it's been so much fun. Looking forward to keep it going in 2025. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys for helping me to help you, helping me to learn new technologies, pushing me to go further. It was like, I'm telling you, in the year of 2024, I believe I've learned more than I have in the past 10 years. So shout out to every single one of you who has tuned in for whether it's a video on demand, for a live stream, watch it on playback. Thank you guys so much. But with that being said, we are going to continue today working on Kubernetes because the work doesn't stop. If we stop moving forward, then we are automatically moving backwards because the world is still turning. And somebody is vying for what you want at every step of the way. So we do not take any days off. We work, and we win. All right, that is the motto here. We're engineered to win. Nothing else but that. All right, so like I said, today we're going to be working on Kubernetes. We're going to be using Minikube. We're going to be working on deploying our Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. You should be very familiar with it by now. We were, the past few weeks, we're working on getting it deployed on Google Cloud Platform using containers and stuff like that. Today, we're going to work on it locally to get our containers to run on Kubernetes, try to get that microservice all running together, see how that works. We're going to learn. Going to see what we can do. I have a guide on how to do it. Going to see if that works. See what issue we run into. All that good stuff, right? But before we actually get into that, let's jump into our agenda for today. I just have to say, always have to say, especially for the year of 2024, so much growth, I've met so many people. Shout out to my guy, Yakar. We have been doing so much work together. We are running it up. And shout out to Yakar and his amazing Bible study earlier today. It's a little bit part of the reason that I was late. I was also seasoning some steak, but shout out to my guy, Yakar, with that amazing Bible study that everybody was having a great time in. And I want to say a big thank you to all of the subscribers, the new ones, the old ones, those who watch from the clouds, those who participate in the live shows, those who leave me comments. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
And I got to give a moment, and I'm going to touch on this a little bit more after we get through the introductions, but I want to say a big salute and shout out to all my tech barbarians who have been putting in the work day in and day out. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about it tomorrow on tomorrow's Candid Conversation, about all the progress that I've seen, all the success stories. In a conversation that I met my biggest fan yesterday, and it was absolutely amazing. We recorded the video today. It's going to be dropping tomorrow, so definitely want to check that out. But shout out to the tech barbarians who put in work. They work so hard. My tech barbarians, my tech prodigy. Shout out to you guys. You guys did an incredible job in the year of 2024, and it's going to get even better in 2025.
We the best.
And a big thank you and salute to my YouTube members. You guys keep the channel going. Shout out to the tech mercenaries out there.
Let's get it.
And I can never, ever forget. Shout out to the bag chasers.
Money.
And to those who rock with me consistently, giving me support, giving me insight, giving me direction on the stream. Shout out to my guy, Yakar. Shout out to Mitch, Catch These Hands. Shout out to Roxy. Shout out to Monica. Shout out to all of you guys. I really, you guys are the best.
Hey.
All right. So with that being said, real quick announcements. We're going to be going live tomorrow morning for the morning show. I'm debating if tomorrow we start the LLM or Wednesday. So tomorrow, I might try to get tomorrow morning, I might try to get the app into the App Store and then pick up on the LLM on Wednesday. We shall see. I'll let you know. But either way, it's going to be great. It is going to be great. All right. And then we're going to be going live Tuesday nights like we always do, Q&A. And then, the new year comes around. So those are our next upcoming live streams. Tomorrow we have Candid Conversations at noon Eastern time. I'm going to be, like I said earlier, I'm going to be talking about a conversation. I ran into my biggest fan. I didn't even know I had fans. I didn't even know I had a fan. But I ran into my biggest fan and we had a conversation and I asked, like, what is it? Like, why do you like the work that I do? Why are you a fan? And I jotted down all the reasons and I'm going to talk about that. And then we spoke about my plans for 2025. So I'm going to be sharing you that conversation tomorrow. So you definitely want to tune in at noon Eastern time. I'll be in the chat having a conversation about about how everything went down. And I even you would be surprised by how I ended the conversation, where something that I said I'm going to do less of in 20. And I'm actually going to share it today. I'll end the show today sharing like what I said I'm going to do less of in 2025. All right, believe it or not. And then Wednesday we have software explorations. We're going to be going over messaging brokers, RabbitMQ, Amazon SQS, and things of the sort. Friday, the bug bite. We're going to be reviewing different software industry related bugs, all of that good stuff. All right. So, remember, starting in January, probably mid-January, maybe the second or third week of January, on Thursdays, we're going to be doing ethical hacking. The link for the course should be in the description, should be circulating throughout the chat. If you want to learn more about cybersecurity, if you want to learn about penetration testing, with cybersecurity, there are bug bounties that you can participate in that helps you make some side income and all that good stuff. So the better you get at it, the more opportunity that you get. So check that out. And like I said, I don't think I have the link for. I'll update the link for the large language models. But we're gonna be doing that. Your course has started on Wednesday. So Wednesday it is. We're gonna start it on Wednesday on the 1st for the new year. But yeah, the large language model. I'll share that link in the chat, and then we're doing the Docker course or the DevOps course on Sunday. So that's gonna keep going. But yeah, so that is all the things that we're learning on this channel that we're going to be pushing forward. We're going to make it an incredible, like if you thought 2024 was good, it's going to be way better in 2025 because we don't miss. We are the best.
Let's get it.
All right. So that is all the announcements for now. Actually, no, one more announcement. I just want to congratulate one of my coaching members. I've been coaching this person since about this time last year. And I'm telling you, we have been through hell and back. We have fought so many times. But, I'm always right. But I just want to congratulate them because they have finally landed that job that they were looking for to get to the next step. And now that we have some direction, we're going to run it up. But I'm so happy for you. And I had a coaching call with them earlier today, and I could see the change in their demeanor, in their outlook, just the confidence that they had from all the work that we put in for the past year, trying to build new skills, get new talents, all this. And now that it's finally paying off, it is absolutely incredible. And now having, and I said, you know what, because you're not going to wait till you get to the job for them to train you. I need you to start taking this course so you can start getting familiar with the domain that you're going in. So when you go into the training, you already know what they're talking about. You're more comfortable. And then today we had a coaching call. I said, all right, I need you to get this done by today. And we had a call. And they were sharing with me everything that they learned, and you could see in the confidence in their voice and the excitement for the field that they're going into. And I'm like, this is awesome. This is what I wanted to see. But we're not going to stop now. We're going to take 2025, and we are going to strategize even more. And we're going to leapfrog from here to there and to there until the sky's the limit. The sky is the limit. So I just want to celebrate my coaching member, my tech project member. So proud of you. So proud of you. Let's do this. I just had to. Like, we have been through hell and back, and we are on the other side. Now, I tell my person, I'm like, you just graduated pre-K. Now you're in kindergarten. Now the real work begins. So let's get it. All right, just wanted to get that all out there, right? So, let me check the chat. Let me check the chat real quick. We do have a poll going on in the chat. I want to know, are you in tech? If you are in tech, what role? If you're not in tech, what field do you work in? And you can share the role that you work in as well. But I'm just curious. I am just curious. And yeah, so let me check the chat, and then we're going to get started with our first part of the show. So Yakar, I know Yakar is in tech. Yakar is in tech as well as every other field, but Yakar is in tech, and he is the owner and board of directors. I got Monica in the building. Says a senior test engineer. What? That is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for being here, Monica. Your car is jamming to the song. Oh, your car. I won't tell anybody. I will not tell anybody that you're jamming to my music. All right, it's between you and me. Hey, everybody, your car. I'm just kidding. I won't tell anybody else. Okay, you said all right. Cool. I'll check out that reply. But cool. Your car says start LLM as the first project for the new year. By the way, I was trying to figure out if tomorrow is the 53rd week of 2024 or if it's the first week of 2025. I found out that it is the first week of 2025 tomorrow because 2025 starts on Wednesday. So it is the first week. I just had to know. I was going crazy. Not knowing, right? Your car says, uh-oh. Best friend versus biggest fan. Oh my God. Fight. You know what? Somebody's going to catch these hands, your car. Somebody is going to catch these hands. That's how it's got to go. Shake and bake. That's how it's got to go. You guys, I don't know what you're talking about. What exactly, your car? What song? You know what? We're just gonna erase that from the whole show. All right. But yeah, what song? All right. Enough fun and games. Is it all right? Fair enough. Is it ever enough fun and games? You know. And by the way, we should be hearing the V8 engine starting at between now and the show end because I will admit I was making fun of your car and his dogs barking, you know, and I started to sing "Who Let the Dogs Out," and this happened during Bible study. Yep, it did. I did it. I take accountability. I did it. So at any given point, we should be hearing the V8 engine start and speed down the street, and I deserve it. I honestly deserve it because I did it. All right. So Yakar says victory is done. Oh, thank you, Yakar. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I already got an EP that I'm planning to release on Valentine's Day, and I'm planning my Frenemies album released on my birthday. All right. So thank you. I'm trying out here. I'm trying. All right. But that goes to a few things that we're going to be talking about during our breaks today. But just wanted to set the foundation. All right. Now, because some people say, you know, just put this timestamps because you talk too damn much. I'm trying. All right. But we're going to start the show. We are going to start the show. I apologize. Please forgive me. All right. Please forgive me. But let's start the show. First segment underway. Let's go.
It's time to do.
All right, so let's do this. So the plans are we're going to see how we can get a microservice deployed on Kubernetes, right? How to get a microservice deployed on Kubernetes. We've done it with, we did it on Google Cloud. We've done it with Docker, but how can we manage this with Kubernetes? Because what I ultimately want to do, right? I ultimately want to have this deployed, and then we see how, like, if we do a load test on it, is Kubernetes going to scale the way that it's supposed to? Like, because I'm not familiar with Kubernetes yet, right? So last week we were able to start a container for one, simple basic application on Kubernetes. But now we want to have a microservice running and we want to load test it. We're not going to do the load test today, but maybe next week we do the load test. But I want to get it started. I want to get the whole application running, and I can access it through Minikube and see where our fate takes us. Okay, that is the plan. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so next, and then the order of deployment. We're going to do Mongo first, then we're going to do the API, then we're going to do the UI. And I have a guide to help us get through that. Let me share it now. Let's go over to here. Okay, so getting started with Kubernetes and Minikube for microservices. In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to deploy a sample application on Kubernetes cluster using Google Kubernetes Engine and Minikube. So we're not going to do the Google Kubernetes Engine now. We're going to focus on Minikube, and then later on, after we get it running locally, then we can try it on Google Cloud Platform. Right? It says you can check out the source code. We don't need their source code because we have our own thing. And this is from Payam Musavi. Thank you, Payam. All right. So let's see. It says this is a rather long article, so please read it carefully and patiently. We know some of this stuff already, so we're going to jump around to where we actually start doing the work, and then we are going to, go back and forth. All right. So we're not going to read the whole Kubernetes architecture. We have a video on Kubernetes that was premiered. But we're probably going to do some more videos on it, like going deeper into the replica set, going deeper into the node, so that we can make more sense of these little things, or maybe do some short clips of that stuff, right? So I'll see about that. But let's continue all the way down to here. So deployment. Deployment defines how many pod replicas need to be running and manages the required number of pods. This is where we provide our application Docker image and can define the number of replicas and also expose the desired port over the network. This command creates a deployment for Nginx service instance on port 80 with 3 replicas. All right. So what we want to do is create a deployment for Mongo, and give it a name for like Mongo UDEC. And then give the image for Mongo, and then we're going to do 3 replicas. We'll follow that part, and then we're going to expose the deployment so we can have a service, and we're going to give the proper port for Mongo, and then the type should be, is it node port? Well, we'll check our documentation. Oh, I can check it right now. The type should be load balancer. So we'll do load balancer instead of node port. And go from there, right? So let's start off with that. Let me go to our other screen. Let me get up and running our terminal. We shouldn't need our IDE for now, but if we do, we'll get that started. The other question is Minikube actually running? So let me go to the other screen. Minikube. Let me see. Is it Minikube start? Yep, Minikube start. Start local Kubernetes. All right, let's do that. Minikube start. Okay, let's see. All right, our Minikube is started. We're good to go. We'll take a look at our dashboard as well after we get it up and running. But we have our Minikube started. Let's start off with, I'm going to leave this on. Well, you know what? Let me do this. I will go like this and go like that. Clear that out. And I will bring this, over here. So that we can have it side by side with one another. All right. Let's do that. And we're going to start off with, all right, so we're going to do kubectl, create deployment. Monica, I have a question for you. Monica. Do you see in your role as a senior test engineer uses, or do you use it in your role as a senior test engineer? Like, do you use Docker? Do you see any, right now for Kubernetes, I'm not really seeing that per se yet for as a Q engineer, but do you see like Docker, for instance, or Terraform, for instance, any necessity for that in your role as a senior test engineer? I'm just curious your thoughts on that. All right, so we got deployment. We're gonna do udec-mongo, and let me open up another tab so I can do Docker images. Mongo community server. Let me take that one. So we're gonna do that. Monica uses Docker. That's awesome. That is awesome. I've been using Docker like since 2017, 18-ish. And like when I first started using it, there was not much documentation in it at all. It was something new that developers were starting to use. So I tried to take a course on it and it was just like all theory, didn't get it whatsoever. Okay, replicas. And what do you use Docker for? Just curious, what do you use Docker for? What's up, Maddox? How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so we have this. So we have that created, deployment created. And now we're going to say kubectl expose deployment web-server. And I'm going to go with port. What is the port for Mongo? Let me see. Is it 27017? Docker PS. Oops. It is 27017. Yep. So we're going to take that. Go back over here. Port equals 27017. Your card says he wears Docker. 27. And I'm going to try type equals load balancer. All right. Is that right? Let me see. Let's do a quick search right quick, right? So Kubernetes. Sorry about that. Kubernetes. Let's do Docker or Kubernetes node port versus load balancer. I'm curious what that is. Difference between cluster IP. No, all right, let's take a quick look at Stack Overflow. Exposes the service on a cluster internal IP. Choosing this value makes the service only reachable from within the cluster. Exposes the service on each node's IP at a static port. And the load balancer expresses the service externally using a cloud provider load balancer. So I'm going to do load balancer for now, right? But I'm just thinking that it's possible that we would want this to just be a cluster IP. And we can redeploy this at a later time, but we wanted this to cluster IP so that the application can reach the back end, the API layer can reach the database only through that internal cluster IP. But for now, let's just keep it as a load balancer, right? Because that's what we learned last week. Let's go with that. Enter. And because I wrote web server. That's why I don't like to copy and paste, right? It's going to be udec-mongo. Enter. All right, so it's exposed. All right, so next up we have, let's go back over here. So we got that done, the service. So let's do, if I can make that a little bit bigger. All right, we do kubectl get service. And we still have the hello world REST API running, but okay. I thought I got rid of that, but no worries. So this is still pending. Now we need to, I think we need to, let me see. Last time we did the tunnel. We did the tunnel last time. All right, so let's see. All right, so getting started in the section we created our first. All right, so we have that already. We don't need to do this. We don't need to. I don't know what this Kalima is. We need to have Docker installed. You can install Docker Desktop. You can also use Kalima, which is a container management tool for Mac OS. Oh, that's interesting. I have to investigate. have to investigate Kalima. All right, so we can create a customized VM with Kalima. We're not going to do that. Please note that if you want to use Kalima, you need to create a virtual machine that has more CPU and memory than the default settings. Okay. We're not doing that. So Minikube, all right, there we go. Minikube. Minikube helps us set up local Kubernetes clusters on Mac, Linux, and Windows. All of that. Minikube sits with a nice dashboard. Let me open the dashboard real quick. Let me do another. I'll do it on this one. Minikube dashboard. I like dashboards, all right? I like dashboards. All right, so I'll just leave that right here. We have, I don't know why this thing is running, but we have our Mongo running. I have to shut this one down later. We have our Mongo running. All right, so now, let's see. Applications. We don't need to worry about their backend. So let's keep going. I just want to get, because we already have our own stuff. We just want to be able to deploy it. But we need to do the tunnel, I believe. Let's see. To create a service via exposed deployment for Minikube, we choose type node. It's easier to set up but you can pass type load balance. Okay, we did that. You can read more about it here. Check your cluster. You will see that they're up and running. Let me do that again. Get service. So we don't have an IP yet. So let me try to get this. Let's do one more. Is it Minikube tunnel? Was that what it was last week? Another tunnel is already running. Terminate the existing instance to start a new one. What tunnel is running? Let me see. This is the dashboard. I don't have a tunnel running. Let me see if I have one open over here. Oh, I have a bunch of stuff here. Let's see. There we go. There goes the tunnel that's running. Let's stop that tunnel. Let me stop that tunnel. All right, tunnel is stopped. I'm gonna start it over again. So tunnel stop, if I do here, not here, if I go here and I do get service again, still pending. So let's try to start the tunnel again. So it's still running. Let me see, what other do we have? Terminate. All right, let me try that again. All right, our tunnel is up and running. Starting tunnel for service. So we probably have to stop the service and start it over again so that when we finish adding all the other. No, I don't. Because we're going to need to, well, no. Let me see something. All right, so we have that. So what I'm thinking about is, do we need to stop and start the tunnel every single time? So let's go to clear. So we have an IP for this, but then once we actually start our service for the back end, are we gonna have to stop the tunnel and start it over again? So we'll figure it out. We shall figure it out. All right. So now what I want to do is, can we actually access our database? So let's go over to So I'm going to try to connect to our database. All right, so this is 127.0.0.1. And let's try to connect. And guess what? We're connected to it. We are connected to it. That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. All right, so let's put this away for now. And we'll revisit it as we get our application started up, right? So next up then, I believe we would, let me see. Let's see. So they created a Ruby deployment. They created a Golang order service, right? So I'm going to look up, let me do it over here. I'm gonna do it in a smaller terminal so I can get a better view of it. I can, where, all right, there we go. So let's go to another one, Docker images. The image that we want is, this one. Let's copy that image. Is that the one? There. 7 weeks ago, I guess. All right, so we want to start the service. We're going to do kubectl deployment, and it's going to be named UDEC API and -- image equals latest and the port, and port could be, was it 3500? Let me see. Docker PS, or is that a, oh, it's not a, is it? Docker PS -a. Trying to remember, does it even matter? Let's see. Let me see. Let me go. So, port equals, I'm trying to go with 3500. I think that's because I think that's the port that we're exposing in there. So let's go with that. Let's go with that. All right, unknown for cube. What did we do? What did we do wrong? Cube. It is, oh, create deployment. Ha, look at that. Look at create deployment first. Create deployment. All right. All right, so that's created. And now we're going to do kubectl expose. We're going to say deployment. Let's see. And we're going to say UDEC -API. And we're going to say, oh, wait a second. I guess I was supposed to do the port over there. All right, so I should do the port over there. No worries. And then we're going to say port 4500 or 3500. And then type equals load balancer. Enter. All right, so it's exposed. Then we're going to do the same thing for the front end this time. So we're going to say, we're going to type it out, kubectl. What's up, Robot Glock? Shout out to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think it's our first time talking, but welcome to you. I'm going to check your lunch break. So I guess I'm going to go check your chat now. All right, we're going to go to break. We are in the process of deploying. Really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. Right. So let's go to break. All righty then. So here we are. Let me see what we got going on in the chat, and then we're gonna have a quick conversation, and then we're gonna get back to work. All right. So let me see. So Monica says that she uses Docker. Let me see. We got Maddox in the building. What's up, Maddox? What's good? How are you doing? Good afternoon to you as well. Monica says, but not Kubernetes, but our CI/CD is set up for that, and I don't need it for my work nor manage it. That's awesome. It's because yeah, I don't use Kubernetes either for the things that I do. I'm not even sure how I'd use it, to be honest, but I'm gonna be looking into that. I'm gonna be looking into that this year to see how can I make the most of the different technologies, because I just want to be involved. I want to be aware. I want to be in the room. But I think I'm not sure if our dev platform team uses it. I don't know. I gotta find out. I gotta find out. But awesome, that's awesome. We got your car says he wears. Not only does he use Docker, he wears them as well. A true fan indeed. But his Dockers get dirty easily. Nothing's perfect. Nothing is perfect. Monica says test automation in the CI/CD. It builds the image with frameworks and tests in TeamCity. When run, it created container to run in. You know what? Your setup is very similar to how ours were set up. Something to think about, because this was something that the software engineers wanted to do, but they weren't as familiar with Docker like that. But we set up. So I ended up setting up the image. I ended up setting the image to be hosted on AWS Elastic Cloud Repository, and only to be built if there was a change in the script that is building the image. So that way every single time you'd go for a run, it's not taking like about 5 minutes to do the whole build, or every time you go to execute run, it's like doing the whole build over and over and over again. So I ended up hosting the image on AWS, because that's what we use, but it easily could be done with Google or Azure. but set up setting up there, so it pulls the image every time it's going to do the run, and then I have it copy the test from where is it copying from? It's wherever the test. I'm probably copying from GitHub or something like that, but it's copying the test into the image so that it's a lot faster to execute. So shaving off a few minutes, which can save a lot of time with the amount of time that you could be running your test. So, but look into that. I think that might be helpful as well, to have that image created and hosted, and just pulling in the image instead of building it over and over and over again. All right. Your car says Ralph has been smoking that gas. That's why he's coughing like that. I have not. And we got Robot Glock in the building. What's good, Robot Glock? Happy to have you here. It says, I just got an aider with Claude 3.5 Sonnet and ask it to generate the K8 manifest I needed. That is awesome. It says, throw that kubectl command in code assist language, large language models, and ask it to fix it, generate a deployment YAML, and then kubectl apply -f deployment.yml. That is incredible. That is incredible. And that's the thing, right? That's the thing. You knowing you don't learning how to do this, and then knowing how to do it. Now you can start using the tool, like the different AI tools, to help you go faster. But if you think you're just going to say, hey, you don't know anything about Kubernetes, but I want to go into cloud engineering and stuff like that. But AI is going to do all the work for me. Sad but true. You're going to hear?
Do not come.
Just saying. I'm just saying. So you need to learn it and know how to use AI to your best advantage, like Robot Glock is showing us right now. So amazing. That is absolutely amazing. All right. Let's see. Your car asks if Robot Glock is using Elixir. Now I have to go look up what Elixir is, because you're not going to be embarrassing me over here, your car. Let me see. Elixir. What is Elixir? Elixir is a magical or medicinal potion. Okay. I don't think that's what you're referring to. Let's see. Kubernetes. Let me see. What is it? Creating a simple Elixir. I have to look up Elixir. Elixir. But Robot Glock says, not Elixir for work. Use Erlang /Elixir stack for personal projects, though. That is, see, I'm getting jealous. I am getting jealous, right? Your car, I have to ask you and Robot Glock now, are you guys bragging or bragging? All right. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Let's see. I haven't tried Team City. Does integrate with GitHub Actions. I do have a JetBrains subscription for IntelliJ and DataGrip. Man, I've been holding out on my subscription, my yearly subscription for IntelliJ because I really do want to use DataGrip. DataGrip looks so amazing. Let's see. And I have not. This is my first time hearing of Elixir. I think last week we actually started learning Kubernetes, right? So I'm good in Docker, but Kubernetes, that is new. But we're on our way. We are on our way. So it is a pleasure to have you here.
Let's get it.
Monica says, one thing I really like is dev containers, which allows me to send a link to a developer or another test engineer, and they can run tests and not pull a repo or need to install locally. Oh yes, and you know, like when I was training my tech barbarians, that was one of the first things I had them learn was learning Docker. And instead of like having to install locally, I mean, they did it too, but like you can just build the image and start testing that way. It's like, to me, learning Docker for QA test engineers, it is one of the most important things that you can do, but it's also something that they do not teach you in QA courses online, whether you're doing Coursera or Udemy, or they don't teach you that in automation courses. They don't teach you that in boot camps. So, but I 100% agree with you, 100% agree. I am so happy. I'm so happy that Monica is here backing me up, you know, because especially as a QA engineer, looks like VS Code to them as if they pulled it down. All right. And Robert says that's true. Need to have base knowledge of the tech to use AI effectively, 100%. So Elixir is a functional programming language. There we go. There we go. Never fails. Your car, you win your car. You win. You win. This is to me. This is to me.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
You got it, your car. You got. I'm gonna stand down. You got it. I made fun of your car's dogs, singing "Who Let the Dogs Out" during his Bible study. Yep. And now during my stream, we have the V8 just popped up, right? Anyways, we'll make do. Elixir is a functional programming language like Ruby. A lot of Rails folks migrated to. Oh, interesting. All right, I'm gonna definitely look that up. I've never actually written anything in Ruby, but that's awesome to hear. It says they have hooks for teams, or you can usually create HTML snippets to reveal the status icon. Elixir is still pretty niche. Not many paying gigs for Elixir yet, but it's cool as H in program. Awesome. All right, let's see. Touche, your car. Touche. All right. Let's jump into this topic real quick. Right? So, there we go. Let's go to this real quick. All right, I'm going to put up 5 minutes on the clock for this. So, something that I noticed, right? So, the tool that I use to create the AI music, Suno Music, right? They have their website. Their website is on point on generating music and all that type of stuff, right? And I believe they have a mobile app for, to do creating. They have a mobile app they had it for iOS, right? But they didn't have it for Android. I use Android primarily, so I don't even have it on any of my iOS devices. I should install it to my iPad, but they just recently, like at the beginning of this month, released the Android version of the app, right? So you can create music, but there's still a lot of features that are missing. I don't know how the Apple app is yet, the iOS app is yet, but something that I noticed, right? Which it's a catch-22, because I am of the idea of getting something to work, releasing, get a feedback, and grow from there. But here's the challenge that I saw. The challenge that I saw was was because they didn't release their Android app at the same time that they released their Apple app, their iOS app, there's a lot of things missing. So now they're getting a bunch of negative feedback on their app, right? And for me, like being that I'm in tech, I'm like, there's stuff that's missing, but it's not necessarily broken, you know? But because, all right, you're gone. All right. He's gone. All right, he's gone. All right. You're welcome, your car. You're welcome. All right. But yeah, so like for instance, and I don't know if they have this on the iOS app, but they don't have the playlist feature on the Android app, which that's a feature that I would really like to have, because you end up creating a bunch of songs and you want to group some of them together. But I'm like, all right, cool. I'll just use the browser. I just use the browser and play it through there when I'm using my phone. But just seeing on Reddit and, you know, different comments of like, oh, how terrible the Android app is. I'm like, they just released it. And for me, I'm happy that they actually released it, because I was waiting for it, because I don't like using the web on my phone to do certain things, you know? So I know that they're planning on releasing more, adding the playlist, having a way to like a typical feature in applications, like when you swipe down and you hold it and you let it go, it's going to refresh the page. They don't have that. So what I have to end up doing is I have to like close out the app completely and open it back up. And then open it back up, and then I get the new, like whatever I created on the browser to get it on the phone. It's a bit of a hassle, but I'm not going to give them negative feedback, because I'm a software developer. I'm a software tester. I know how the game goes, and you cannot release mobile apps as fast as you can release to a desktop application, like a web application, right? So they can make updates to the web and keep that going. And I'm guessing that it is, like, just from different experiences, it is hard to find and keep mobile app developers, because there's a lot of testing involved. There's different components. Like there's going to be way more, like, is there a boot camp for mobile software development? Because we'll find 1,000,001 boot camps for web development using the MERN stack, React, all of that good stuff, right? Angular, whatever. But I don't really see boot camps for mobile development. And I think that you know, with either React Native, with Flutter, knowing how to build these mobile apps. So all to say is that they probably don't have that many mobile developers, especially like, you know, they have to manage the iOS app, they have to manage the Android app. So I can see why there are limitations, and some, like, for the most part, the app works as it's supposed to, right? But there's things that are missing. Now the question is, what can we expect? Like, I can't expect that from everyday people who are not software people, who are not technology people, who are not technical.
Back to work, chop, chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
Right. So I can see, like, I understand from the other side, like, they just want everything to work now. They want all their features now. And if one little thing doesn't work, oh, this whole thing sucks. I get it. But looking at it from the development side of things, they wanted to put something out. They wanted to put something out where people can actually download it and start using it, and then get feedback from that and build upon that. Now they have to take the hit of negative feedback and saying their app sucks and stuff like that, because they couldn't put everything all at one time, you know? So it is what it is at the end of the day. You know, but I just look at software development and different applications that are being built from a different eye. It's one thing if the thing crashes and nothing works, right? That's one thing. You got, like, that means there was bad testing involved. But if there are limited features because you're building upon it, that's a whole nother story, right? So I'm just saying, I understand the challenges because I've been in it for 20 years now, you know? But, you know, just keep pushing forward. Keep pushing forward. And when I see softwares are in process, I'm just looking forward to what's next to come, right? What's next to come. But that is my thoughts on that. All right, Let me see. Let me check the chat one more time, and then we're going to go back to getting this thing deployed using Kubernetes. Let's see. It says, can we hear a sample of your future tracks? Let me get this off the screen. Yeah. So I'll tell you this. I will play. Let me see. I'll play one at the next break. After our next 20-minute segment, I'll play one. And I played some at the beginning of the stream. I also have my first AI album released in all the major streaming platforms. Search for Tech Coach Ralph, search for Victory, and you're gonna hear my first album. But I'm already planning my next 2 albums. I'm planning to do an EP on Valentine's Day, and I'm planning to do a full album on my birthday. The EP I plan on calling it Abandoned, right? And that's gonna be on Valentine's Day, and then the one on my birthday, I'm gonna call it Frenemies, right? Frenemies, right? So, but I will play a track from the upcoming albums on my on the next break, right? To start off the next break. Let's see. It says, should it be copyright violation or no? I've been playing songs on there forever. Looks like they increased the time limit per track. Yeah, so they just went to on V4. They're going up to 4 minutes. So that's but prompting to get the right song. Like I was telling your car yesterday, I was trying to create a song with a certain type of voice, and it took me 25 tries, and it was a mess. It was a mess, but I explained to your car why, and he understood. But I got it done eventually. It says Suno makes fire blues soul tracks, especially with the female. You know what? I played it at the beginning, but I'm gonna play that song because this is like probably one of my favorite songs, right? But I'll play it as we get to our next break. And your card says that's called continuity. The software needs to work the same on all devices. Yeah, that I think that's a challenge. I don't know how it works on the iOS yet, but I suppose because they had it out on iOS already, and then they just recently released it on Android. So there's some difference that has to be, you know. Let's see. It says, remember I said I wanted to create an app that just translates APKs to iOS. That'd be pretty cool. Apple just needs to stop being so locked down, but I get the security part. Apple, I don't know, but I think they're trying to be proprietary, you know, because what was the security about them using the Lightning chargers? Now they're forced to use the USB-C chargers. I don't know. For me, like honestly, I don't mind Apple being locked down, but you also know how I feel about monopolies and stuff like that. So we're not gonna get into that. Robert Robot says CI/CD for mobile something I need to learn. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? It there's a lot of different components to it because after let's say you get everything building and stuff like that, I'm sure that there's some CI/CD components to actually getting it into the App Store as well. But just with the testing and the approvals and everything like that, can be a bit tricky. So their Scrum Master their Scrum Master seen this coming, but the head said release it anyways. Yeah. It says we use Browser Stack for mobile testing, much easier to work with than the previous setup. It's slower but better. Yeah, I used Browser Stack a while ago. I've also used Sauce Labs. Do you use Browser Stack for your automation as well, or is it like just doing some ad hoc testing on the mobile apps? One thing I'm looking to do is push our company towards going through AWS Device Farm to automate their mobile testing through the farm, because we're using AWS for everything as well. Pretty cool. Let's see. Valentine's Day drop that. Hey, I'm looking for major events. I did this drop on the Victory album that your card just mentioned. I dropped it on Christmas at midnight. I'm going to drop the Valentine's Day album. Your card says, all right, thank you. Continuity. There we go. Continuity. Thank you, your card. Thank you. Apple just wants to charge you for. They do. Like I'm telling you, I got these the Power Beats Pro, and they use the Lightning charger. I'm like, and then I don't know, but the AirPods use the USB-C. And we got my best friend in the building. Welcome, best friend. Welcome. How are you doing?
We just become best friends. Yep.
Yup. Welcome it. Welcome, Mitch. Welcome. How are you doing, Mitch? Hopefully you're having an amazing, amazing day. Mitch, you want to stay to the end because I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to be sharing what I told my biggest fan that I'm going to do less of in 2025 at the end of the show, all right? At the end of the show. Monica says they have setup that run against the devices in browser stack or locally. Awesome. Monica is the real deal. Monica is the real deal. So I'm so happy to be connected to Monica, to a fellow senior test engineer. Let's get it. All right, we're about to jump to our second segment. After the second segment, we're going to play one of the songs coming from in the future albums, right? Because Robot Glock requested it. We're not gonna play Mitch's song. We're not gonna play Mitch's song. We're going to play a different song. All right, but let's get to it.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, so when we last left off, we were about to deploy the front end, right? So kubectl, and we're going to say the create deployment, and we're going to call that UDECFE for the front end, and it's going to be called. So we're going to say image, and that's going to be Urban Dictionary Economic Data App, right? Let's do that. Okay, so we got that created in there. Now we're going to say kubectl, and you guys see like the more we type this out, the more we start to remember. Last time I forgot the create, this time I remember the create. And we're going to say kube expose deployment, and we're going to say udec-fe, and we're going to say -- port. I want to say 4500. If not, we'll fix that, all right? But it's exposed. We are up and running. All right, so next up, I'm going to do kubectl, and we're going to say get services. And we have our API running, so we didn't have to restart it. Let me expand this a little bit. So if we were to say, so now we have things up, right? But I think we have another problem that we have to figure out. How do we pass in our environment variables so that we can connect to the database and to the API? Because right now, like if I take this and we go to port, oh wait, so we need to forgot to do something. We forgot to do, all right, let's clear this out. We forgot to expose it via the load balancer. So let's do kubectl. We want to do delete, or I wonder if I can do expose and UDEC API port, and port equals 3500, and we do type equals load balancer. Will that update? The server, expose deployment. See, this is why I left to type it out, because error from already exists. All right, so if we do kubectl, can we edit it? Let me see if we can edit it. Let's see. Let's go over here real quick. Can I edit a deployment? Because let me see. Change kubectl deployment exposed port. or let's see. Let's see. So to change an exposed port of a Kubernetes deployment using kubectl, you need to modify the service associated. So how do I modify it? Get services. What about through the command line? Let me see. Is modify a command? So, I mean, let's try modify then. Let's modify. Let me see. So, is modify a command? No. Let me see. Let's see. I don't see it. All right. Oh, patch. Can we do patch? Let's try patch real quick. If not, then I'll just delete it and then we will build it over again. So let's go here and we'll go to, let's say we do patch. Let's see if patch is going to work. Nope. All right. So we're just going to delete that. So let's do kubectl, delete deployment, UDEC API. And we're going to do the same thing for the FE. And we're going to say clear. We're going to do it again. So kubectl, we're going to say create deployment UDEC API dash dash image equals urban dash dictionary dash economic data. There goes that. And then we're going to say, I wonder what would happen if we had the wrong image name. We'll try that next, right? But then we're going to say kubectl expose deployment UDEC API dash dash port equals 3500. And we're going to say type equals load balancer. Oh, we need the dash dash type. All right, let's do that. Already exists. What are you talking about? Docker, kubectl get services. Oh, so I thought you said I had an error. Okay, well, whatever. So, I am so confused now. All right, because I don't remember doing that. But okay, let's do just clear that out. Do kubectl. We'll say create deployment UDEC dash FE dash 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 image equals urban dictionary dash economic data dash app. And we're going to say, that's it. Now we're going to say kubectl expose deployment and UDEC dash FE port 4500 type equals load balancer. So it says already exists service, already exists. All right, so let's do kubectl. So if you delete the deployment, it doesn't delete the service is what I'm getting, okay? But let's see if we do kubectl get services. All right, so we're load balanced at least, right? So now let's go to, no, it's not. Wait a second. So we have the API, but this one is not exposed. So let's see, so let's find out how to delete a service then. Kube delete delete pods. Delete a pod with minimal delay. Let's see. kubectl delete service. udec-fe. Okay. So we do kube get services, and now, all right, so now it's gone. Let's do, so now we can go back and clear this out. We go back up and we do expose that. All right, so now we do kubectl get services. And now everything is exposed. So let me see if we can access this, see what comes up on port 4500. That works. 4500. And nothing comes up. Why does nothing come up on there? I don't know. Well, let's work on, let me see what happens if we do. Let me see. So our database is up. Let's see what happens with our API. Let's see, 3500. So that's not up. Let's see. All right, let's go back to this documentation. So we have this ports. Let me make sure that all right, let me open up our WebStorm because I want to see if the ports that we are, let me see if the ports that we are exposing is going to, so Docker file, expose, 4,000. Okay, so we have 4,000 here. We'll delete that service. We'll update it with port 4,000. And let's see if we go to API. And so this one is port 3500. So that's correct. So let me get rid of these for now. So let's get this one. So kubectl delete service udec-fe. And we're going to start it up again, but this time we're going to try and port 4,000. I'm just curious to see if our application is going to show up, even though like there's nothing for it to connect to. It does not. Okay, we'll figure it out. Anyways, let's continue going. So we did this part already. Let's see. So let's say kubectl get deployments. We have, I see. So we need to, where do we specify? Let me see. Where do we specify our replica sets? Let's see. So now let's try this. So we're going to do kubectl. Let's take a look at this over here. So available 3. So let's do. I think that's good for now. All right, I think that's good for now. So let's keep looking. All right, so we have, so get deployments. We have 0 ready. All right, so the same as us. Get pods. Let's do that. kubectl get pods. We have this hello world running. This is not image pulled back off. What does that mean? So, kubectl image. Let's see what that means. So what does it mean? The image pulled back off status. Trying to run. All right, so we got that. Kubernetes is looking for the public Docker registry to find files. If your image doesn't exist there, it won't be able to pull it. You can run a local Kubernetes registry with the registry cluster add-on. Then tag your images with localhost. Oh, interesting. Is I don't know. I find it hard to believe. Let's see. Because I wanted to run locally. So that's why I was able to start up the Mongo, but because our image is not like on the Docker Hub registry. So okay, so now the question is then how to Kubernetes, how to get Kubernetes to pull from local Docker repo. Pulling local Docker repositories into Kubernetes. All right. Let's see. You create a Docker image and push it to a registry before referring it to Kubernetes. You gotta be kidding me. Is it? To run a Docker registry locally, Docker run. Oh. Next, find what the IP of the host is, assuming the image. That's annoying. That is annoying. Okay, well, it is what it is. Let's do it then, because that's what's preventing us from being able to from getting the application started. So we are all right. Let's do this. Let's just delete this. So get kubectl delete service udec-api. Do the same thing for the FE. And we're going to delete the deployments. Kubectl delete deployments. udec-api -fe. All right. Next up, we're going to say to run a Docker registry locally, we need to do Docker run -g registry. All right. Let's go to do that. So we're putting in our own Docker registry. Ports not available, exposing 5,000, but already in use. All right, let's see Docker PS, Docker RM registry. So if we go to do, let's put it on port 5,500 or 50. Let's do that, right? Let's do that 50/50. All right, so it's up and running. Clear that. Next up, we need to tag local sample latest to find what is IP address of the host. Which host? Of the host. Most likely, the Docker daemon will be configured to treat the local Docker registry as insecure. One way to configure that is described here. Just replace my registry domain with the host IP. All right, so let me pull up Docker. So I'm looking at Docker desktop right now. And I'm looking for what is the host IP of our Docker engine. Oh, look at that. There was Kubernetes as part of this. Let me see. Where is... All right. Then, in that case, another search we're going to do is how to find Docker IP address. I don't want the container's IP address. I want of the Docker daemon. To find the IP address of your Docker daemon, you can use the command IPA show on your host machine, looking for the network interface associated with Docker. Okay, so let's see, IP a show. We don't have IP installed, all right? So next, I guess we have to do the rabbit holes. You see, and this is the exact reason that we don't just do exactly what the course tells us to do. We go out on our own path.
Lunch break.
We figure out all the different troubles that await us. Install IP. Let's get IP installed. Let me see. IPA show. Nope. Huh. All right. Anyways, break time. We are on break. We will pick up on the last segment of the show to figure this out. All right. Let me see. Let me check the chat, and then we're gonna play the song. Then we're gonna go to our next break time topic. All right. So let me see. We got my guy Rod Brown in the building. I had a very, very Merry Christmas. Hopefully you did as well. Hopefully all is good. All right. Robot Glock, you here? You ready for it? You ready for it? Are you ready for it, Robot Glock? I am about to play one of the songs that is coming up on the Frenemies album, which is going to be released on my birthday in April. All right. Let's get to it. Where is this? All right. So there we go.
I'm so tired of being taken advantage of. Haters love when I give, when I'm staying underpaid. But when I'm winning, I'm forgotten. They say I love you, but they're plotting. Don't scream out that I love you. Show me who you are first. 'Cause I really hate to trust in you when you end up being so hurtful. They say it's family over everything, right? Well, to me that really means nothing if they're not loving, no. And it's family over everything, right? Well, to me that really means nothing if they're not loving. They are the very ones who know how to break us down, who can put us down in the worst way. When you scream out that you love me, show me who you are first. 'Cause I really hate to put up with you when you end up being so hurtful. They say it's family over everything, right? Well, to me that really means nothing if they're not loving, no.
that was Family Over Everything song. And it also has a remix as well that's gonna be on the album as well. But yeah, so when you can get like with this AI music, when you can get like a duet or two different people performing, it is incredible, incredible. Um, so all right, let me check. We got Mitch. Oh my god. Mitch is upset because I didn't play his song. You know what, Mitch? I will play your song at the end just so you can simmer down, Mitch. Simmer down. We got my guy DB Daryl in the building. What's up, DB Daryl? How you doing? How you doing? Rod Ross says my son is jamming to this right now. And is your car in the building? Your car is always in the building. Your car, you are being summoned. So it says, is this your lyrics or AI? It is AI lyrics. So I gave it the prompt of what I wanted to talk about, and then something I've been doing is that now on Suno they'll give you two different options for the lyrics, and then I'll start combining some of the lyrics and I'm learning a lot more about it, about the hooks and stuff like that. So it's and I think you get better songs earlier in the day than later in the day, right? Because last night I'm fighting with this stuff to create some songs, and then I create a song this morning. I'm like, oh, that's pretty nice. That is pretty nice, right? Says, you guys just got it playing on the loudspeakers. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness. All right. Let me see. All right. So real quick, we're gonna do this. I'm not even gonna put the timer for this one, but I want to talk about this real quick, right? So you are a gatekeeper, right? And I don't mean that in like a good thing, right? But when I say you are a gatekeeper, we are all gatekeepers. And here's what I mean by that, right? I'll put the timer. I will put the timer, but because I don't want to go too long. But here's what I mean by that, right? By us, all of us, every single last one of us, we are gatekeepers. And the reason that I say that, when you have these AI tools, these different technologies, these different advancements, where that song that I just played, it could have taken so many different takes. It could have been taken so many different people, sending music here, sending music there, somebody producing the beat, somebody doing that. And I came up with a thought, and I got it put in a song with a random AI voice. And that is probably like my favorite song that I ever listened to. Right? And so the part about gatekeepers now, I remember 10 years ago. It had to be 10, no, it was actually probably more than 10 years ago. I was listening to a local sports radio station down here, and they were talking about Uber and how the taxi industry, they were trying to block Uber down here in South Florida. The taxi industries were against it. I know in New York they were against it. Everywhere they were against it, right? And why though? Because they were the gatekeepers. They were the gatekeepers, right? They didn't like, oh, we had to pay so much for our medallion and everything like that. But now Uber is going around everywhere. It's empowering everyday human beings to be able to make more money by driving as taxi people, right? Delivery people. Everyone and their mom, their grandma, their uncle, their grandpa, they can be delivery drivers as well, through DoorDash, through Uber Eats, through, people can go shopping for you, like, but the people who ran those industries before, they were not happy about it. And they're still not happy about it because, and for me, like now with this music thing, now people are like, oh my God, Sora is going to take over the movie industry and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm excited about it because I'm like, I'm always moving forward. Right? I'm not like, oh, I'm just going to sit here and protect this. When I say, like, I've been doing QA for a very long time, and when I see people coming into QA, I like to see people coming QA. The problem that I have though is that when they're teaching strategies of QA from 20 years ago and not exposing people to like the new technologies, what you need to know to actually be able to succeed in this industry now. With this whole AI music, Apple, they don't want AI music on their platform. They don't want AI music on their platform. They want real human music. But the reason that I really enjoy tools like Suno and stuff like that, because those gatekeepers are being moved out of the way. Where you can have what you want to listen to instead of what people are telling you that you should, this is what you're supposed to like. There's a lot of music that I don't like that now. I can just say, you know what, this is what I'm thinking right now. This is what I'm feeling right now. Let me give it a prompt, and then let me play with getting this prompt out, getting this song out, and then I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me share it with other people. So now, with tools like because I learned about DistroKid the other day in order to get the music out, but now people are able to bypass these major labels and stuff like that, and they don't like it because, and Yakari and I spoke about this. We talk about this all the time. Technology is what's breaking away these monopolies. The people who handcuff these industries, Uber broke down the taxi industry, where you need to have a fortune to actually be able to drive people around. Delivery, like now anybody can be a delivery driver. So now this Pizza Hut here doesn't have this one or two delivery drivers, and you get your stuff faster as well because people are working for their tips. You know, so for me, I'm like, you know what, down with the gatekeepers. Let's open the playing fields. Let's open the playing fields. Let the best person at whatever their craft is survive. No, that's how I see it. That is how I see it. That's my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. But I'm going to read the chat.
Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
I'm going to read the chat, and then we're going to do our last segment of the day, and then we will get up and out of here. Reminder, don't make songs at night. There's a lot of things you shouldn't do at night because it'll end up in a disaster. Let me see. Mitch says, no matter what time created, it's still trash. Robot said, I remember when Uber first hit Chicago at the start, it was way cheaper to take an Uber downtown and back from work than driving and paying parking. It is Uber's getting a lot more expensive nowadays too. It says, and not much more than taking the train both ways, considering the convenience versus waiting for the bus and then catching the train. I hear that. But then Uber raised their rates. I think part of the problem, which is it might have not affected Chicago, I don't know, but I remember in California where Uber drivers were unionizing to say, we want to be treated as full-time employees or whatever it is they want to be treated as. And then that also contributed to the rates being risen. Also, I think probably like gas fees and stuff like that, because if people are opting like not to drive Uber because of expenses, then they might have to raise their rates to pay. I really don't know about how they pay people, but maybe they're raising the rates to be able to pay the drivers more to adjust the cost of living. I have no idea. That'd be something to deep dive into. Definitely something to deep dive into. It says, I think we're gonna have AI, Pharrell and Jay-Z, producers who can make the AI music generators sing at a level that competes with the current music. I'm with it. I am with it. It says, Jay-Z gave a blueprint, but they still can't be him. Shout out to Jay-Z. Shout out to Jay-Z. Maybe Pharrell, not Jay-Z. All right. Mitch, I would not say, I refuse to say that Jay-Z is trash. I can't say it. I will not say it. I will not say that I do not like Jay-Z's music. I will not say that Jay-Z's music is hot garbage.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I didn't say it. I did not say it. All right. Don't come at me, Mitch. Don't come at me. All right. All right. I'm just saying. I am just saying. I did not say it.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Daryl or DB Daryl says the same thing happened with Jing. When I started, it was all vinyl and CD. There we go. And then Serato came out, and all that gatekeeping of music went out the window because new DJs had MP3s they got for free. Exactly. For me, I just want competition all around. I want competition all around. Let the best person win. And I'm with it. I am with it. I am all but with it. Your car says trash. Straight hot trash.
Bruh.
Mitch says this channel is trash. I will say it. Mitch, you know what?
I appreciate you.
Thank you for keeping me level, right? Anyways, we're going to get to our last segment of the show. Time is already running out, but we're gonna do it anyways. All right?
It's time to do.
All right, let's go over to figuring this thing out. All right, so what is our? I got to find out our IP for our Docker daemon. Let me see. To obtain Docker IP. Oh, let me try Docker inspect. Let me clear this out first, actually. I have a Linux course that I need that is sitting in my backlog. I have a Linux course sitting in my backlog that I would love to get more into Linux, but that's probably maybe that'll be a mid 2025, maybe end up maybe 2026 goal to start to do more. I know some Linux, right? But I just want to get better at Linux. But so this is what is the command to get my and push the image to the local registry? But I need to know the local registry. So let me see. Docker PS. So we have the registry running. So it's all right. So it's 0.0.50. Is that it? So all right, let's try that. So if we do, let me close this up a little bit. So we say Docker tag urban dictionary dash economic data latest, and we tag it with 0.0.05050 slash, and we'll call this UDC slash UDEC dash BE. I'm changing the name on it so that it'll be easier to pull in. Let's see if that's going to work. No such image, Urban Dictionary of Economic Data, latest. Docker images. But you see, like, just by using Docker over and over and over again, we get so much better at it. Docker images. Let me see. Let me see. Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. Oh, I numbered. Did I number it alpha? Let me see. Oh, I did number it. Okay, I named it alpha. All right, so we'll do that. That'll be that. Oh my goodness. Did it backwards. Latest, and this one has to be alpha. All right, there we go. And let's do the same thing for Docker tag. And that is going to be Urban Dictionary, Economic Data, dash app, And that's latest. And we're going to tag it as 0.0.0.0 colon 5050 slash UDEC slash UDEC dash FE colon latest. Awesome. Okay. What comes next? All right. Next up, we are going to say, so now we have to push it. So Docker 0.0.0.0 slash 5050 colon UDEC slash UDEC dash BE colon latest. Docker push. Let's see. The push refers to repository 5050. So that IP must be wrong. The server gave HTTP response. So did it go or not? I'm confused. All right, so let me see. Find the IP address of the host. What is the... Let me just go over here. So if we're looking at the registry, let's go back. Oh, let me try this. Docker inspect registry. All right, let's see. Anything in here? I don't know if the push actually worked. Network settings. The push refers to repository. Find the IP address of the host. So, all right, let's try that. Like, so how to find IP address of Docker host. Not exactly. Just how to find the host in general. Run the following command. Ooh. Okay. Okay. This command uses ifconfig to get a list of network interfaces. Their IP address use the grep. All right, let's see what ifconfig gives us. Gotcha. Okay. Get right on the other one. Let's see. A lot of stuff running over here. Let me see. Let's copy that command. 192.168.86.28. Well, maybe that's what we need to use. All right, so let's give that a try again. So let's go here. where are our tag commands? I'll get rid of those tags afterwards. Let's go with that. Let's go with, all right, so now, let's tag that. All right, now that that's tagged, so Tony, we learned something very, very interesting today. That Kubernetes is only going to pull from hosted repos and not locally. So now that, I don't think we're going to learn that in the course. So let's go to Docker, do clear out actually. And let's go up a bit. Let's do this one. What is that? The push refers to repository. So? Oh, I see what you're saying. I did see about that, about the HTTPS part. Got it. Should have read the error. All right, where did I see that? Let's do that. So get, what if we do, let's try this. What if we forced HTTP on there? Nope. All right, so now, let's search that error then. Let's say Docker push. Let's see, I use Docker. Okay. Oh, what? Docker info. Okay. Let's see what else we got to do. Looks like you haven't set up Docker daemon right. Notice these few lines in security registries. Try to add this line to docker daemon.json and restart the Docker daemon. Insecure. All right, let's go with that. So, let's do Vim. You guys remember that story about the person was so excited about using Vim and shared it with his wife, and she didn't care. Add this line to the Docker daemon and restart. etc docker daemon.json. Let me see. Let me open up a new one. Let's do cd etc docker. There is no Docker, is there? ls cd docker, no? Docker? Oh, okay. I guess we got to, okay, maybe we have to create it then. Or we can search, oh my God. We can search for where is Docker daemon JSON on Mac. Change your Docker desktop settings, Docker daemon. So cd, or let me do another one again, cd etc defaults. Don't see a Docker daemon file. However, can we do it through here? Let's see. Let's go to configure the Docker daemon by typing in a JSON daemon configuration file. So we need to add insecure registries to here. Let's go here. Let's go there. And let's update this IP address. To that one. And let's apply and restart. Let's see what happens. And are we back up? Let's see. Docker PS. We are back up. All right, so I wonder if I have to start Minikube again. Minikube. Start. We did. Okay. Let's start up Minikube. In the meantime, we will try to push this. Invalid reference format. Oh, okay, I know why. Let's go to this one. Ah, look at that. We pushed our back end. Now we're going to push our front end. Let's go to here. What? That is a clutch 3-pointer, with 5 seconds to go in the game. That's what I'm talking about. Shooting from 35 feet. That was like what the? Why is the little confused. Why am I seeing mounted from here? Did it do my front end or not? Did it do my front end or not? Anyways, whatever. That's besides the point, right? So now we clear that out and we go to let me see. Cube CTL get services. And we have Mongo running. So now let's do get deployments. All right, so now we're going to do we're going to do cube CTL create deployments or deployment, and we're going to say UDEC-BE dash, and now we need to use the IP, so image equals :5050 /UDEC/UDEC-BE :latest. All right, and now we're going to do cube CTL, and it's going to be expose deployment UDEC-BE port 3500, and that is going to be type equals load balancer. No, port.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says round it up.
Port equals
Like that shit up,
port
B.
equals 3500. All right. Now we're going to do the same thing for our front end. FE. All right. Now we're going to do expose the front end as well. Okay, so now clear that out. And we're going to say kubectl, and we're going to say get services. And we do not have IPs yet. We're going to have to do stop this. Clear. Mini cube tunnel. Okay, terminate. Mini cube tunnel. All right, it's up and running. Let's go to another get services. We have IPs. So now, because I'm not sure, oh my God, I messed up. So UDEC, so let's do kubectl, delete service UDEC dash
Lunch
FE.
break! Lunch break!
And we're going to do kubectl expose deployment. And we're going to say UDEC FE dash dash port equals 4000, type equals load balancer. All right, so now if we do clear kubectl get services, and we take the front end IP and we route it to 4000. Let's see if anything comes up. Nothing comes up. Okay, well, we'll figure that out. But we have all this started. Let me see. What was that command that we did last time where we saw that things were running or not running? We did, before we wrap it up, let's do kubectl get deployments. And all right, so how did we see that last time? Kubectl get deployments, and then we did kubectl get pods. Let me see. So Mongo. We still have the image backed off thing though. And age 2 minutes. So something is still causing the image pull back off. So we'll continue. We're gonna continue investigating that next week as we go through this trek of Kubernetes. But we did figure out how to actually get a local registry, which totally was not expected today, and figured out that Kubernetes is looking for a local registry. Not exactly sure what caused it to not be able to. I would expect it from the back end, but not from the front end. So I have to double check on that. Did I tag the wrong image for the front end? I'm gonna figure that out. But that being said, let me check the chat and then I will give the final thoughts for today. Which the final thoughts is something that I said I'm gonna do less of in 2025. All right, let me see. Let's see. Robot said, no matter the tech used, a good DJ or producer can generate the fields and tell a story 100%. And the thing with like all the technology is they can do it so much faster now. It can happen so much faster now. Let's see. We have we're not gonna do that, Yakar. We're not gonna do that. So they're fighting about artists that I have no idea who these people are. It says everybody chill and keep it K8s in here. Thank you, DB. Thank you, DB. I'm telling you, they start going at each other, and it's like I have to separate. Like, all right, Mitch, you go sit over there. Yakar, you go sit over there. You know, because they get passionate about this tech stuff. They be throwing chairs, catching hands. DVD says, I had to make bash aliases for all those long Docker commands. Ain't nobody got time for all those parameters. I know what you mean. I'm gonna have to connect with you to see what aliases that you made to do this, because yeah, I like knowing them, but it does get a bit annoying having to type all that stuff out. The card says push it real good. From 35 feet. The wink and the gun, you know? Oh my God. All right, let me see. Your card says good work. Yep, we have some more stuff to figure out, but we shall see. I'll do some more investigation, but this is what we do. I always say, I do not like to just follow what the course gives because it's going to work out perfectly. I want to start applying it to our own thing so that we can see what's working for us, what's not working for us, and then we can figure it out on our own application. We can run it up from there. Mitch says we need to get your car in AI dot. He's been talking crazy lately. Oh my God. Why did I read that? All right. Final thoughts for today. Before we get up and out of here. I actually said this in tomorrow's video in Candid Conversations, where I was having a conversation with my biggest fan, and they asked me, so what is in store for next year? And one of the things I said, I want to do less of this one thing. What do I want to do less of? I want to be less, I need to be less, I need to be less compassionate, less understanding. Yep. Less compassionate, less understanding. That's what I said. And it's already recorded. I can't take it back now. Why do I want to be less compassionate, less understanding? I'm going to break it down a little bit more at the end of tomorrow's video. But I think that when the world, the people that the people that love you, they're very compassionate for you. And all that compassion that they have for you, what does that result in? Failure. Me, I want to push you. I don't want to hear your sob story. What happened in 2024? That's over. We're moving forward. No compassion in 2025. Let's go out there and get it. Let's go out there and run it up, right? So for me, I'm like, I'm gonna be even tougher on my tech barbarians, and they are going to win. If you need compassion, go to your mom, go to your dad, go to your husband or your wife, whoever can give compassion to you. But for me, I'm going to say, all right, that's a great story. Let's get to work. Let's run it up. All right. That's what we're going to do. That's my plan. That's how I finish the video tomorrow. Having a conversation with my biggest fan that I ever met. And it's going to be a good conversation, right? Check it out. Tomorrow, Candid Conversations at noon. We're going to be going live in the morning so that we can try to round out our deploying the app to the App Store. Might even go a little bit longer to see if we can push it there. We shall see, right? We shall see. Let me see. All right, let me see the chat before we head out for today. We're gonna head out for today. Your car says, "Let me borrow one." Oh my God! I'm not. Oh my God! Let me borrow one. I'm not reading that. She can't stay the night. Oh my God, DB Daryl, what's going on in the chat? What is going on in the chat? It is a absolute mess. Shout out to all the people watching on X, by the way. I just saw that we have 18 people watching on X. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I really, really appreciate you guys. Shout out to you guys on X. Let me see. And shout out to Maddox on Twitch. Maddox holds me down on Twitch so much. He'll be the only person watching on Twitch. I'm like, oh, thank you so much, Maddox.
I appreciate you.
All right. It says, Mitch says, only real over here, chump. The car, real empty, that is. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding, Mitch. I'm just kidding. He says, what? Less compassionate? How can you ever be less compassionate? You are already evil. What? Sorry. Your car says, F your 2024. Look, if you are sad and gloomy about 2024, it's over. 2025, it's time to make a change. It is time to get there, to get out there and get it. It's time to go out there and win.
We the best.
Right? Because guess what? Guess what?
They ain't believing us.
But Tech Coach Ralph believes in you. So forget your sad stories. No compassion. Let's win. All right, let's win. It's 2025 and alive. Yes, and says, don't be mean to your. No, you don't want to talk to her. You do not want to talk to her. You do not want to talk to her. Says you be talking in code, but I break codes. Because you're a data analyst, Mitch. You're a data analyst. You know what's going on. And it says unethical hacking all 2025. Your car. I'm telling you, your car. Do not get a computer transmitted disease. All right, transmitted disease. All right. I'm just saying. You better be careful on those penetration tests. All right. Oh, Mitch. So do we have 3 days left before you go to you find another home? But remember, if you want to be the prodigal son, Mitch, you will always have a home here with us. All right. You can go out. You can roll and dance in the mud. You can eat. The swine can eat better than you, but you will always have a home here, and we'll welcome you with open arms. We will kill the fattened calf or lamb, whatever it was for you, and you can always come back home. You will always come back home. All right, Mitch. Anyways, that's it for today. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was a great, absolute. Oh, let me check. Let me end the poll real quick. Let me end the poll. Let me see what the poll has to say. Because I asked if you are in tech. 83% said yes, they are in tech. I know my guy DB Daryl is in tech. I know that Robot is in tech. I know that Maddox is in tech. I know that Monica is in tech. I know that your car is the king of the code. And Mitch, Mitch is in tech. Mitch is in tech. Mitch is 89% in tech, all right? 89% in tech. So, but yeah, it says, no, I don't like how all of 2024 went. What? So are you going to be here or are you not going to be here? Mrs. Mitch is the prodigal son. I was talking about that this time. People love to hate, but hate to love. That's a fact. Bars, Mitch, I'm gonna make a song off of that for you. I'm make a song off of that just for you, all right? But let me end the poll. 83% in tech, 17% not in tech. We welcome everybody, right? All right. So we're done. Tech Coach Ralph, we are out. Have a beautiful Sunday afternoon.
Tech Coach Ralph, tough as nails, no disguise. Pushing limits, yeah, he's that kind of guy. At first it's harsh, the rules feel like chains. But trust the process, there's sunshine in the rains. He cracks the whip, but it's all in love. Results shining bright like stars above. Tech Coach Ralph, you light the way. Days turn to weeks, skills sharp and fast. What once was a struggle now feels like a blast. Step by step, we rise and we glow. With Ralph in our corner, we're ready to show. Singing his praises, can't keep it inside. From hard ass to hero, he's our pride. Tech Coach Ralph, you light the way. Through sweat and tears, you help us play. With every lesson, we find our might. From morning grind to the stars at night. So here's to Ralph, the coach we need in this game of growth. He plants the seed. So here's to Ralph, the coach we need in this game of growth. He plants the seed.
We going back to the hood? Nah, never that. We going back to the hood? Nah, never that.
You can have that. You can have that. They say, give back to the hood where I came from. All I got was scars and battles I can't outrun. Bad habits and heartache weighing like a ton. Post-traumatic stress holding tight like a gun. They say, give back, but what did I receive? Battle scars etched deep, I can hardly breathe. Dusty streets and shattered dreams and dark heartache. Heavy PTSD rolling like a spark.
No going back, no ties to rewind. Left the hood's grasp far behind. Blood and tears ain't love I find. Freedom in the peace of my own mind.
What did the hood give me? Nothing but pain. Echoes of voices screaming in my brain. Caring for my people while I stay in the rain. Hope sinking down like a chain in a hurricane. Bad habits whisper softly in my ear. Memories of nights where I fought off fear. Hood ain't no haven, it's a haunting refrain. Echoes in my soul, driving me insane.
Grew up on cracked sidewalks and broken dreams. Echoes of sirens haunting my hopeful schemes. Dark shadows lingered under bright moonbeams. Streets that stole faith like it never seems.
We going back to the hood. Nah, never that. We going back to the hood. Nah, never that. You can have that.
A cycle of pain,
Wrapped in
stories untold. Eyes reflecting a future so cold. I'm moving forward on a path paved with gold. Survive a saga silently bold. Now I climb higher, leaving darkness behind. No more looking back, no more being blind. Caring for my people, but from afar, building dreams, even with these battle scars.
bruises on my mind, winding like a maze. Left behind the hurt in those fiery days. Survived the storm while the world turned cold. Wasn't given gold, was left with stories untold.
No going back, no ties to rewind. Left the hood's grasp far behind. Blood and tears ain't love I find. Freedom in the peace of my own mind.
We going back to the hood? Nah, never that. We going back to the hood? Nah, never that.
You can have that.
I'm not going back to those broken streets where shadows dance and despair repeats. Made it out from that concrete cage. I'm turning the page, I'm turning the page.
Back from the streets, now I'm coding all night. They look at me like a fool, it don't feel right. Boot camps try to shackle, but I broke every chain. Got my eyes on the prize, ain't no stopping my reign. Used to run blocks, now I'm running these scripts. Look at them sweat, while my hustle just grips.
no room for cowards in this digital climb. I'm the king of this jungle, it's my coding time. King of the code, I wear the crown. Gonna run this game, run 'em all down. From the concrete to the tech throne, I'll dominate this world, gonna make it my own. Show them who's boss from zero to hero. Turn every line to gold, they ain't keeping it real though. I elevate the game while they stuck in a glitch. Watch me rise to the top, counting every pitch. Crack the code like I cracked the streets. From back alleys to Silicon Elite. You thought you knew but you don't know yet. I'll bring the heat, ain't seen nothing yet. King of the code, I wear the crown. Gonna run this game, run 'em all down. From the concrete to the tech throne, I'll dominate this world, gonna make it my own. King of the code, I wear the crown. Gonna run this game, run 'em all down. From the concrete to the tech throne, I'll dominate this world, gonna make it my own. Show them who's boss from zero to hero. Turn every line to gold, they ain't keeping it real though. I'll elevate the game while they stuck in a glitch. Watch me rise to the top, counting every pitch. Crack the code like I cracked the streets. From back alleys to Silicon Elite. You thought you knew, but you don't know yet. I'll bring the heat, ain't seen nothing yet. King of the code, I wear the crown.